Hello and welcome to All I Do Is Hang Out with not more than six, only six maximum, and that's what it is. I'm your host, Tom Ellis. Find me on TikTok, and I'm joined as ever by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods. Hey Tom, hey listeners, how is it going? It's good to be here. How are you, Tom? You're in Portugal at the moment, aren't you? Yeah, so sick. Honestly, like so sick being here. Yeah, like I'm on my. It's like my third Smirnoff Ice, and it's only like 3 p.m. Crazy. Um, I'm currently wearing some trunks, and I've got my sort of Yves Saint Laurent boxes underneath, so you can like see the logo, and then I've got like these pink trunks. Mate, it's so sick. Like the girls here, crazy. That's great, Tom. Thank you so much. But unfortunately, we can't talk to you that much. I'm gonna let you get back to Portugal, Tom. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, that's sweet of you to be like booked like a banana, but apparently they're like mental, like it's crazy. Probably shouldn't use mental anymore, Tom, to describe things. But I'm gonna let you get back off. Bye, Tom. Say goodbye to listeners. Yeah, safe. Yeah, follow me on TikTok. At Tom Elwes Abs. All right, great. See you later, Tom. So luckily, listeners, it's not just Tom who's just briefly come in and said hello. We are joined by, I mean, your first reserve now, I would say,
Boom.
but Mr. Michael Odewale. Michael, how are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm very well. Very good to be. I realise now I'm an honorary member of this pod. I'm happy to be that.
Yeah,
And also, I realised I
you're
shouldn't
you're
be
super
given.
in. You're super in the mix.
I was given Honda free sponsorship with my hat, so I put it up. They don't deserve free sponsorship.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't mention their name either. That's good.
Several times.
Yeah. I, yeah, but well done. You like wearing a hat on the podcast. Is it a problem with your hair? Do you have a problem with your hair at the minute?
Why would you bring that up? Why would you say that? Why can't I just be wearing a hat? I don't want to be hostile. I just don't like how
I mean, I just
you,
wonder.
you created this situation unnecessarily. I'm just wearing a hat. I don't want to
But
be
you know
hostile.
what swung it for me
What's that?
was the what swung it for me was the fact that when you went on first, you weren't wearing a hat. Then I said, "Let's record," and then you went and got a hat.
It's
That's all I'm
bullshit.
saying.
It's
That's
bullshit.
very there's subtext in those
That's
movements.
bullshit. I was the
You're just denying that outright.
the temperature in the room changed pre and post recording, which can happen with climate change and all of the things that are going on. So if
Yeah.
anything, I'm drawing attention to biggest crisis on the planet right now, rising
You
sea levels.
you you checked your barometer fell, the thing started spinning in your room, and you were like, "A
Yeah.
storm's brewing. Better get my hat." And who's a reliable engineer for this sort of weather? Honda, no, or any other car providers. But you thought, right, let's get that hat. Okay, and then we had an absolute merry-go-round of squad cast who we record this with, free advertising for you
Mm,
online, but we had some issues with the headphones and with everything that was going on. The best
fun
part, which I was
fact.
saying just before we start recording. Oh, sorry, go on. I think there's a delay still. But
Yeah.
we got to carry on. We'll do the best we can. Okay,
These
Michael.
very
Fun
same
fact.
these very same
What is your fun
headphones.
fact?
These very same headphones I left in the washing machine yesterday in a pair of trousers, and they still work. So is that?
Well, that explains why. That explains why there was such an issue at the start because you sort of with Persil tablets clogging up
Both,
your laptop audio jack. But we made
both
it. The
sides
best
still work.
part for me
Both
was
sides
when
still work.
we were both in our own sessions trying to record. Both sides to work. That's good. That's good. You can still hear me. But it's good. It's good to have you back on. Last time you were on, we were talking about journaling. I think we covered that. We sorted that out. I assume that's still been going on. What have you been up to apart from that? The last time we spoke. last month or so?
Change. Journaling is for pussies. I do woodworking now. Chop wood and fucking
Like Jesus himself.
just
You're a
just
carpenter.
just
You're gonna
carpentry.
get your anger and your frustration out on 2x4s.
All of that. Fuck words. It's all about axes.
Okay, that's good. Well, it's good to know. That's what have you been making? What have you been making in your woodwork sessions? It's like a really big phallus, and you're like, it's obviously a hat stand. You're like, I think you've got some unresolved issues here. Like, bro,
With my
what are you talking
father.
about? It's woodwork. It's hench. I gotta be hench to do this, man. Um, yeah, you would work like two men, like a bigger guy and a smaller guy, like holding hands, like walking, and they're like, obviously this is about like football because this is them walking out into the stadium. Obviously, it's like, well, why does it have your face on the? It doesn't have my face, bro. You being racist, man. What are you chatting shit about my woodwork for?
It's just mahogany
Um,
brown. That's not meant to be
so
me.
so yeah, so what have you been back gigging?
Yeah, man. I've done a few gigs so far. They've been good. First couple is just about remembering your stuff. I think I forgot a joke actually at your show that I did. But now I feel back into some sort of
Yeah,
rhythm.
I can tell.
Uh, I was distracted by your braces. Ali was wearing braces, like it was from the 1950s.
Braces in the lateral form, not the horizontal across the teeth. The cocktail waiter braces I was rocking because when you're like me and you've not got much to say on stage, you've got to dress up wacky in a wacky way. Basically, I'm sort of about 3 years off a spinning bow tie, and I can get that little whistle. Let's welcome on our next act. That's what's going to happen for me. But yeah, so you got into the rhythm. What I want to know with you, you had a TV appearance, not your
Mm,
first,
mm.
but you were on a new show, the Jonathan Ross stand-up show. How was it?
Jonathan Russ. Yeah, I did a couple actually, but yeah, the Jonathan Russ one, if that's the one you want to know specifically. That was good, man. I did 2 minute set, which is very fast. I just condensed that to three jokes.
You have enough material for that, don't you?
What's that? Yeah, I got enough, so it was okay for
Ah.
me. I think it's hard for comics who like have to like do like warm. How you doing? What's going on? Because then your set's done. But I can just come out with no warmth to the crowd and just do my bullets and then just leave. That's how I prefer it sometimes, actually.
A drive-by stand-up gig.
Just pa-chung, 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 and then I'm out. Everybody dead.
No, but yeah, because you're not very
Very
you're not
warm.
very personable. That's the thing. You sort of quite standoffish. No, you're quite like. Oh,
I don't want you
you're
to
saying
know
that
me.
there were people who had to try and warm up the crowd because they're quite cold. Yeah,
No, I'm
isn't that true?
saying
That's going to be your
that
next woodwork. It's going to be you, the stand-up gig, but the microphone's actually like a fucking. That's like a Black Power hand. It's like, what are you? What's the message here? Are you like you're speaking on behalf of the movement, or you feel like you're preventing it? What is going? You're like, it's just a stand-up microphone. What are you saying? Just go.
No, but I'm saying because I'm quite cold-hearted, I can just come on and tell my jokes. With some people, they need that connection first. I don't need that necessarily. The warmth is
Mm.
in the actual jokes, not the
What were the
talking.
other TV work you did? What was the other TV work you did?
BBC stand-up show for BBC Three.
Nice. And how was that one? Was that a bit more fun?
That was a bit more fun. That was 15 minutes. You can stretch your legs a bit more. It's outside. It's not my favorite place to perform, but you know, it was good. It's a good. I think it will look well when it comes out. So it's cool.
Did you do stuff the same stuff in both of them, or did you mix it up?
But you know what? I wasn't going to, but because it's literally going to be condensed to 40 seconds, that's one joke. I was like, it can cross over.
It's going to be condensed to 40. You're going to do 40 seconds. Oh, what? Oh, on Jonathan Ross, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you think I did 15 minutes to be condensed to 40 seconds? I did.
No. I thought you. I forgot. Yeah, it's not even that. It's get broadcast as 2 minutes. It gets broadcast as 40 seconds, isn't it? From the 2 minutes.
It gets
Well,
broadcast as 40 seconds, so it's
that's
almost
peak.
like why? But then at the same time, it's money, so I'm gonna take money, and we're on after Britain's Got Talent,
Oh yeah,
so maybe that 40 seconds will make some
that's a good
women
slot.
slide into my DMs.
Oh, imagine that. I assume this sort of never happened before, but it would be exciting. I was talking to Tom about this on another
I don't
episode.
like that
I
you
said with
presume that.
Tom's, he gets very different ones to me.
Why would you presume that?
What I think, I think it's just, well, don't want to lay it out. It's just, your sort of your manner and your. I think they'd be intimidated by your beauty. I'd say that's my official
My manner
line. I think they'd
is
be
why women don't
intimidated
talk
by
to me.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're too attractive. You're too out of their reach.
I get that. I get that. I'm quite aloof.
Yeah, that's a word for it. Whereas my slide into DMs is a lot more like, sort of, I enjoyed the show, thank you. Tom's are much more like, oh, when you were chatting about being single, I bet you were lying, weren't you? There's no way you're single. Are you still out in Covent Garden? And that's sort of
Boom. Boom.
they're his DMs.
But now the TikTok market is lowering his demographic, surely.
Yeah, a bit dodgy. Can you help me with my GCSEs? And it's a double whammy because A, it's wrong, and B, Tom actually can't help them with their GCSEs.
He's not qualified. Not qualified.
What's an oxbow lake? Tom's like, I don't know, mate. Is it a shot? I think I did one on a stag do. That's him. But yeah, so you've been back gigging, you've done some TV work, and it's good to have you back, mate. I always enjoy talking to you, Michael. So thank you very much. Oh, the listeners don't. The ratings are always way down if you're on, but I think they'll come around. I think if we keep pushing you out there,
I appreciate
they'll
it,
come
man.
around. So the big news.
I know what the big news
No
is.
worries, man. The big
I know what
news
the big
of this
news is.
week.
Can I say it?
Well, I hope you've. Yeah, go on then. I hope you do because that's why we're on talking about it. So, okay,
It's
what is the big news,
September.
Michael?
The big
Hit
news
me
is
with it.
that it's September the 11th, which means that tomorrow is Premier League football.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're listening to Ladcast here. We got the Steve Sidwell and Yakubu link up. Here we are, taking you through all the latest of Premier League gossip, transfers, news, and views. We've got Michael Odewale here. Michael, who do you support? Tell us your family. What are you from? Where can we find you? All that stuff. And that was Michael, and he's done. There we are. Back to the news. Here we go. So, what are your predictions? I mean, are you looking forward to the Premier League? This isn't the big news. Also, it's not the big news because Man United aren't playing yet. But are you going to be back watching football then?
Am I going to be back watching football? I'm not that excited about it yet, but I think when the games start, I'll get weeks. It's just been too soon, isn't it? But I think I'll get excited when the games start kicking up again.
Yeah, it's been too soon. And you know what I thought you were going to do when you said especially when you introed it with that, you were like, the big news is it's September the 11th and it's been 19 years since 9/11. I thought that's what you were going to say. I was like, oh, Michael's going to derail the whole podcast. Never forget.
No,
And I thought, because with some people, where you can chat with them for time, you can know them for ages, but there's one thing that is like a complete blind spot that you never knew they cared so passionately about. I thought that might have been it with you. I thought you were like, oh yeah, gig is out of work. But I don't really want to talk about that because today's not a day for laughing. Today. Oh
no,
man,
but
did you see? It's been
yeah.
going around on Twitter. Do you see this thing that's been going around on Twitter, right? There's because there was that story about the gender reveal party, which led to a big, huge fire
Mhm.
because it went out of control, like with the release of the gas or whatever it was, the huge fire. Someone posted a picture underneath some American, weirdly on like the 6th of September. An American, I assume a Republican American politician, she posted a picture saying, never forget. And she said, some Americans have already forgotten. And then someone posted underneath that a picture of, this is so bad, a picture of the 9/11 buildings on fire, the two towers, with pink smoke coming out. And then someone posted, gender reveal party, it's a girl. And then, it doesn't stop there. So then another dude posted underneath that, have some respect. People died that day. And then another person posted underneath that, thank you. I had relatives who died. I had a relative who died. And then the guy posted back, so sorry for your loss. And he posted, I know, he was one of the best pilots in the Middle East. Twitter is the wild west, bro.
That's funny. That's funny. That's fucking funny.
That is funny. It's
Uh,
bad. It is funny though. I was like, fucking Jesus. But that's what I thought you were going to drop on me. I thought you were going to be like, it's September the 11th, so I assume you're doing your annual 9/11 memorial podcast.
it didn't happen over
I
here.
don't
I mean,
know when that's not going to be a thing. But
you know, today it's a precursor to the football. Uh, but
okay. But the other big news, aside from Chelsea, trying to get top four again, having spent 200 million quid, is that as of Monday, so we're recording this Friday, but as of Monday, you can only hang out in groups of up to 6 people. And this is, for me anyway, the start of hashtag lockdown 2, the vengeance. It's coming
I don't
back.
buy it.
This time it's more locky. Okay, that's an interesting point of view. What don't you buy?
I don't think Boris has the balls to take us into a second lockdown. I think he's going to avoid it at any cost. So I don't see us going into a second one. It's too costly.
So you think a lockdown takes balls? It's a ballsy move to
Takes
have a lockdown.
cojones. As
Okay,
Troy Deeney would say, takes
interesting.
cojones.
Okay, well, just a
That Tory
reminder, Michael,
government.
this is not a football chat podcast. This is, oh yeah, obviously Troy Deeney. Everyone knows that now, Championship football.
Out of
All
work
the
footballer.
ADIF listeners. So you think, yeah, no, he's got a job. He's trying to move to the Prem. They're getting on. The Prem team's getting on loan, I think. Anyway, enough of that. Stop confusing because I think I've distracted you because I'm sitting here in an England shirt. I've done white on white shirt, white skin, white background. I've gone absolutely what's it? Ultra beam,
You look like a ghost.
ultra light beam. Thank you, man. Thank you. It doesn't help that I'm dead behind the eyes. I worked with someone who told me that just on a work drinks. She was just like, "Yeah, you're really dead behind the eyes. Do you know that?" And what do you say to that? That's just basically eyes are like the window to the soul. It's like, you've really not got any happiness in your life. It's like
You look like you've
I should have
always
said,
just
that's your
received
dead
bad
chat that's
news.
bringing that out. Yeah, yeah. You look hurt, but not physically. Go you. Terrible. So I'm looking like a ghost, but I'm distracting you with England top. So, but why do you think there's not gonna be a second lockdown?
I just don't think that people are gonna be pretty respecting of it. We've done it before. The first one, it had that novelty effect of, ooh, we don't know what this is. You can't do it twice though. We're not gonna have that same respect that we had the first time.
Can't have a repeat.
And I just don't
People
s- I
people are done
don't
with
see
it.
people respecting it the same
I'm just
way.
trying to think of an example. Nah. Okay. It's just not. It's like Grease. You only want one Grease film. No Grease 2.
Yeah, I've not seen. I didn't know there was a Grease 2. I would watch that if it's got the same people in it. I'd watch that.
Well, exactly. Well, exactly. Point made. Do you like Grease?
Stop distracting us, Ali. Grease is obviously a classic movie that everybody enjoys. What we're talking about, are they going to shut us down for a second time? I don't think
I,
they will.
I've I thought famous sort of contrarian 9/11 never forget is your Twitter handle. I thought you might have an opinion on Greece and go, you know what? You know what? I didn't like it. Didn't buy it. You're the type of book. This is me doing you. You know what? The thing is, I just don't get the jackets. Like, where are they getting the jackets from? Like, what high schoolers have jackets like that? Like, did they buy them? Did they design them? If so, why are they not all going fashion school, bro?
Stop
Because
doing your knockoff
there's some
Seinfeld
good
bits and
jackets,
putting it in my
and the girls
voice.
as well. The girls have good jackets. The girls and the girls have good jackets as well. Everybody's got a jacket. I can't do Seinfeld. No,
Nah, it's
Seinfeld.
bad.
This
Seinfeld.
here we go. I don't get it. They all have a jacket. Where did these jackets come from? Were they made before school? Are they school uniform? Why is nobody else wearing the school uniform? Imagine you went to a school where everyone had to wear different clothes depending on how popular they were. I'd be there in the janitor's uniform.
That was good.
Seinfeld.
That's really good. I'm
Thanks, man.
genuinely
The
impressed by
problem
that.
with me is that people hear me do bits in the voices of other comics and go, that's better than that's better
Yes,
than the stuff you do.
the most solid bit I've ever seen you did, actually. Yeah, but
Thanks, man. Yeah, it really came together in the end. I was proud as well. Okay, we won't talk. We won't talk about Greece. We'll talk about this groupings of 6 and a second lockdown. Are you? What are your feelings on this, man? What's the fun things you can do in a group of 6? Are you worried? You don't have that many mates, do you? So you'll be all right, won't you? You're more of a
um,
one-on-one sort of guy.
I like a deep conversation between two souls. So no, it won't have too much of an effect for me. I
And yet
think
you
you're
come
gonna
on
get
the
a lot.
podcast. This is a man who says, I like a deep conversation between two souls. I ask you what's happening, and you're like, Premier League's back, get the footy on. You know what I'm talking about. Frankie's boys are on the march again.
But no, I think you're gonna see a lot of parties over the weekend. I was invited to one actually, but I don't know if it's responsible to go.
Oh, nice. What time shall I get there?
Um, oh, this is that. It just got cancelled actually. I just checked my watch for some reason to get the information that it was
What?
cancelled.
Why did you just check your watch? Oh, it's that time. Oh, they said if it was this time, then they would
Yeah,
cancel
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Why does it always
My
happen to me,
Casio.
Michael? Just as soon as I get the invite to the party, it gets cancelled.
I don't know,
My
man, but
Casio, I've got one of those smart, like original smart watches.
when it lights up, yeah, that lets you know that the party's been cancelled. But no, I think Look, I don't know how many people were utilizing the 30 um group of 30 gathering thing, but obviously that's going to go away. I think some people should celebrate their birthdays early over the weekend just to kind of get that out of the way too, because I think we're going to be like this until December or something.
Hmm. So my birthday is in November.
Mm.
So do you
Celebrate it
think
this
I
weekend.
should basically have a birthday party tomorrow? Okay. What should I do? I'm just trying to think. You can
What do
come,
you?
obviously, if you want. You can come.
I
I don't
got
mind.
the party's back on actually,
Um,
so I can't make it.
we could have.
See,
Oh, well, that's great because I can then just come and we'll have a joint thing. I guess I'll just. Can you just drop
on
me
your
the
birthday,
number and address of the person whose party is? I'll just get in contact with them.
right? My
My birthday,
phone's
yeah,
died.
yeah, because then because I mean the thing is, it's so hard. Like there's so well, look, there's nothing that celebrates life more than a wake. So let's have a wake, and it'll be sort of a woke wake birthday vibe.
A woke wake
Because I've just got so many people to invite. I mean, there's you, there's Tom,
in
yeah, there's
Portugal.
you, there's Tom, there's my mum might come. Yeah, but we'll get him on a WhatsApp video, and then
They're back on the
I'm like, Tom,
quarantine list.
why have you? Yeah, I saw that. That's so good. But he's coming back before Saturday. He's coming back today, so
Oh,
he's all right. He's just escaped. I'll be like on the WhatsApp call to Tom. I'll be like, Tom, why have you spilt sugar all over the table in such neat lines? So weird. But okay, so I have but if you
you're
had to have a birthday of this is what I'm genuinely thinking, right? So say that this groups of six, right, is in force until the end of the year. Just say like there's no other. I think that's dumb, but there's no other restrictions. What's the most fun thing you can do in a group of six?
my friend just introduced me to Uno, which is a pleasant way to spend the evening. Don't know what's funny. It's a good game.
That's I gotta say, I honestly not what I thought was gonna come out of your mouth.
It's a good game.
You've never played
Ple-
Uno before.
Nah, I didn't know how it worked.
You've never played Uno before.
Nah, but it's only good for one round.
Different lives, man.
It's only good for one round.
You
Can you
don't
play
know
strip
repeat
Uno?
Uno. So that's okay. Good. So you've. I'm pretty sure you talked to me about Uno before on this podcast, and you said that as well that it's only one round. I was like, that's good. That gets rid of 15 minutes of the entire day. Then well done. Did you say strip
No
Uno as
way.
well?
What's that game where like you have to read like scenarios in the cards?
Life, flirting.
You're reading like
What's that game? What's that game where you have to like work off of other people's actions and then decide your own actions, and then you've got to face the consequences of the. Oh yeah, that's it. Your life, yeah, that's the only game Michael plays because I'm a bit of
the
a philosopher. You know what I'm
game of
saying?
life. No, it's like the fucked
Yeah,
up cards and it like finishes your sentence.
Cards Against Humanity. So again, with Cards
Oh,
Against Humanity.
do you know what? Cards Against Humanity. When I was at university, white kids always wanted to play that in pre-drinks. It's like such a shit game. Fucking hate this. I hate you people.
Mm.
Such a shit. Oh, let's play Cards Against Humanity and drink Bacardi. It's like ugh. I just hated it so much. Hate that
You
game.
know what? I was talking to Raj Pujara, who's a great comedian. Check him out. But he was talking about he's been on Muslim stag do's and white stag do's, and he was like, "It's funny the difference uh, because Muslim stag do's it's a stag do, but it's like
Yeah.
have some shisha, go karting, like that's the vibe. And then he was talking to me about this other stag do, and I was hanging out with Luke Craig, who's another very funny comedian. And Raj was like, on this stag do, swear down, I got taken my top off behind the bar, then handcuffed. I couldn't do anything. Then blindfolded, gagged. I couldn't because my hands were behind my back, so I couldn't do anything. And then people were just like slapping the shit out of me. And Luke was like, "White person one, yeah." He was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So I think there's something in the sort of the mentality of like suffering and also being really awful, like being really awful people that is like reveled in saying
for the white
other
people.
things.
You guys just
I
want
think
to
because
be
I
in
agree with you,
pain.
like, yeah, for white people, yeah, because I agree with you. I've never been to, yeah, I've never been to like a non-white party or prees or something where like that is suggested.
Oh, was that the sentence? Sorry, I thought there was going to be more to the. But no, never right. It's not. It's not. Just it's not even a fun game.
So yours. So let me get this straight. I suggested what's the most fun thing you can do in a group of 6, and so far you've said you'll play Uno, but only for one round. So
Hmm.
that's 15 minutes done, maybe 20. And then you said Cards Against Humanity, but you hate the game.
I didn't say we. I
That's
didn't
the
say
two
we would
things you said
play.
so far.
I didn't say we would play Cards Against Humanity. I hate Cards Against Humanity. We can talk shit about
Okay.
Cards Against Humanity for 15 minutes. So that's half an hour.
Ah, right. Right.
Right. I
But
don't
I'll tell
like
you what,
that
though,
game.
those people making Cards Against Humanity are making bank. They're making bank Cards Against Humanity. The amount of spin-offs and stuff and different packs and things like that. Oh, fucking crazy. Okay, so we play Uno. So there's a group of 6 of us. So there's me, you, and there's
Mhm.
4 other. Do we have 4 friends between us? You've got 2, haven't you? 3 now, is it?
I know people.
So you've got a few mates, and then I've got Tom on video call.
Hmm.
So that's the gang. That's the crew. I assume all lads.
Yeah, yeah. Because if we want to talk about our period business, Moon Cup business from last time, we need that between men
Yes, that's that's what we do. So that's the next step of the day. We play Uno, one round of Uno. That's the icebreaker. That's your opener. One round of Uno. Everyone's loose. Everyone's ready. We've had a bit of chat about the +4 card, and everyone's like had to pick up shit. So that's been fun. But everyone's like, should we do another round? And you go, only good for one round. Get that Uno out of
absolutely,
my face. Throw it
absolutely.
out of the window. Uno's gone, never to be repeated again. I have to buy a new pack every time you play. So Uno's out, and then we're like, guys, how shit is Cards Against Humanity? So
Mm-hmm.
that breaks out into discussion, which is sort of 30 to 40 minutes. Everyone gets a piece of that. Okay, good. So we're up to about an hour now. Then we switch modes. Me and you, we go hit the lights, click. The projector comes down. PowerPoint on. Lads, do any of you have girlfriends? They all say no. Great. So that's issue already. But click. Next slide. What is the best?
It was a pyramid scheme all along.
It's a pyramid scheme all along. So I was just waiting for the motorbike to go, which I think just ruined. So you
Okay.
click. Next slide. Moon Cup for your girlfriend. We haven't got the name of the business yet. That's just what it's called at the moment. Moon Cup for your girlfriend.
Moon cups for
Click.
her.
Subscribe. Moon Cups for her. Subscribe to this wonderful service, which means you come off great, she's happy, the world is happy, everyone's a winner. What we need, next click, £45,000 investment from each of you.
Mm,
Click.
mm,
Doesn't have to be done now, but done in installments. Click. Our details on there. Send that down. That I assume gets a standing ovation from the other 4 lads.
hmm.
Everyone's like, we're in the money here. Did I ever
We all
tell you
touch
that me and my
elbows.
mates came up with Tinder? Did I ever tell me and my mates came up with Tinder before Tinder existed?
I think that's bullshit, but okay.
So we're in the pub. I'm 18. This is 2012, and we talk about the idea of having this app called Where the Piffies app, and it has the locations and ratings of fit girls. So it was very much the the sort of awful inception of Facebook. It was like very
Mm.
much like the really bad version, which would later go on to become a more clean cut for everyone. Once we get more diversity in the boardroom, at that point it was just a group of guys. But once we get women in, then we'll be like, oh, and then we should have fit guys, and then we could geolocate, and then you could match. But we came up, it was called Where the Piffies app, but we never followed through. So anyway, so we click off that Moon
Mm.
Cup for her.
Do you know I did?
No, shouldn't it be called Moon?
I thought you were
Oh, sorry.
bullshitting, but because you said it's called Where the Piffies at, and that's very 2012 lingo, so now I believe you.
Mm, mm. But we said Where the Piffies app. Where the
Oh,
Piffies app. So it sounds like app, but it's actually an app. Where the Piffies app. Have you got the Where the Piffies app? And then be like, and then it sounds like app.
I see, I see, I see.
We were close to becoming millionaires. So we go where Moon Cups for her, done. Right, group of 6. What's next on the agenda?
I think we'll be pretty drained after all of that, pretty pooped after all of that discussion.
So goodbye.
Yeah, that's 2 hours. What do you need? You want more?
So, just listeners, this is the original question was to Michael Odewale, fame of stage and screen. What is the most fun you can have in a group of 6? And so it's got maximum 2 hours. So
Mhm.
2 hours session, no
2 hour
more,
block.
nothing else. 20 minutes of Uno, 40 minutes of discussing how bad Cards Against Humanity is, and a 1 hour presentation, which has, to put it in this nice way, has pyramid scheme elements. And then we say, chaps, that was great. Elbows, goodbye, see you later, and good night.
I watched Tenet the other day, £200 million movie. That was 2 hours long. So that's the equivalent in terms of if you want more time than a £200 million movie. From me, that don't make sense.
Okay.
Think
I
about it
feel
like
like
that.
there's a lot of holes in that argument.
Can't see any.
but I like it. I like it. Did you? And then you got to watch it in reverse as well. So it's like 5 hours. Did you like Tenet?
I don't think I did. I think it was a lot of nice set pieces.
How's that? How's that film review channel going? Well, okay. Well, on that wonderful review of Tenet, which is out in cinemas now, they'll be scrabbling towards you. You'll get a lot of DMs from whatever for Christopher Nolan himself going, "Can we use that? Can we use that quote? Can we use that quote in the on the posters?"
The suits are
Tenet is
really
now
nice
out in cinemas.
suits.
Oh, the suits are fabulous. What's his name? George David Washington. David George
Fabulous,
Washington.
really. Wow. Okay.
He looked dapper, and what's his face? Robert Pattinson in the double breast.
Just dropping
Oh,
fabulous in sentences like as casual. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. See, once you're going to be carving out fabulous in woodwork and be like, yeah,
Boom.
but it's like ironic, bro, because obviously I wouldn't use that words, but I'm saying it in wood, in it.
The only way a man can use fabulous, unironically, is like during football. It's like it's a fabulous goal,
Yeah, but of
gorgeous
course
goal.
you'd need that because you need those sort of prisms. You need those sort of prisms. Yeah. So when a goal goes in, I'm like, sick goal, man, well done. And you're like, that's a fabulous, sashayed, wonderful, sweet, oh, delicious, sumptuous goal. And they'd be like, yeah, but obviously I can say that because it's a goal and it's football and that's a manly endeavor.
You need a healthy amount of toxic masculinity, I think. We can't get rid of the whole
Well,
thing.
well, there's things that get labeled as toxic masculinity, which is just it's just being ambitious or competitive or stuff that is not are
Street
not bad traits
fights,
in themselves.
street fights between two consenting
Street fights are
adults.
not good. They're not good. Street fights. Nobody wins a fight.
In the Western times, they had duels with platoons in bars, and they had let's meet at sundown, and we'll shoot the guns. And Clint Eastwood was there, and he would say, "You feeling lucky, punk?" And then men were men. There was nothing wrong with
Yep.
society in those days, apart from segregation and also other things. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, so that is Michael Odewale, famed incel, and this has nothing to do with a recent casualty on the love life. This is completely his own thinking that it's not been influenced by anything at all.
no, this is my own thoughts.
Yeah. Michael, it is always a pleasure to have you on. I think it's a great to be here for what is your last time on All I Do Is Fail. That's a nice experience for me to be at a quite historic moment. So you can check him out on Jonathan Ross's stand-up show on the BBC stand-up show, whatever they're calling it. I don't know, fucking whatever. They didn't contact me, so I don't know. But anything else that you want to plug at the end of this, Michael?
Yeah,
Where can
just
people find you?
I signed up to Reddit, and I'm just gonna be like in the subs making funny comments and stuff. So just like if you just see funny comments on there, like most likely statistically one of them is going to be for me because they get quite highly rated. My quips and stuff on the soccer page. I'm very present. Ask Reddit. I ask good questions on there. Black people Twitter. They have that. There's a subreddit called Black People Twitter, and I make jokes on there. There's a few animal subreddits as well where I'm just like it's like animals doing wild things, and I just comment on the animals, and like I get like bear upvotes, which is like when people like your stuff. So just check me out on Reddit.
Fabulous. So that's it. Goodbye to Michael. You can catch him on Reddit. And I've been Ali Woods, and Tom will be back next week if he's not been detained, which, to be fair, I am going to report him for breaking quarantine, even though he's not. So I will see you next week, listeners. And remember, you can subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/ADIVPod, if you want to get 2 episodes a week starting next week. So by all means, do that from just $5 a month. Okay, guys, take care. We've been Michael and Ali. Bye-bye.